Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bragan Thomas. I'm a member of the Board of Directors of the Provincetown Theatre Foundation and co-chair of programming. And on behalf of the Provincetown Theatre and the Provincetown Library, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the first in our 2014 short play series. Let's have a warm round of applause for Matt Clark, acting director of the library, whose idea this was. Thank you, Matt. He's back there, he's too shy to come on camera, so I'm sure he appreciates that. Today's play is based on a true story, the scandalous life of Henry Wilson, who was agent to the stars in the middle of the 1950s. The show is called Rock Hudson's Wedding Day, and the author is Doug Asher Best, who is in the audience today. Doug, raise your hand so the audience can see you. Let's have a nice round of applause for Doug. Wonderful. Our show stars Sarah McDonnell, Catherine Graziano, and Ron Daniels. So, our actors have worked very hard to bring you this short show. The play is only about 15 minutes long, so you will not be here until 5 o'clock, and I hope that's not a disappointment to you. So, without further ado, thank you very much, and let's start the show.
Mr. Wilson, I have Reverend Thorpe for you in line 1 from Trinity Lutheran Church in Santa Barbara. No, I didn't tell him what it was all about. I thought you'd rather walk that fine line yourself. Yes, he seems nice, but men of God sort of have to seem nice if they want the booking, don't they? No, I won't tell him. All right, I'll prep him before I patch him through to you. But no names, right? Okay, then hold a sec. Reverend Thorpe, thank you for waiting. What Mr. Wilson has in mind is a quiet ceremony on short notice for a client of his talent agency. This evening. The bride requested a Lutheran ceremony. No, I don't know the groom's affiliation. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure I do know, but it would be inappropriate for me to speculate. No, it was just a feeble joke. I'm sorry. It's been a long night. Would you like to wait a moment? Then I'll have Mr. Wilson fill you in on all the details. Okay, please wait. Mr. Wilson, he'll be there with bells on, and I'm sure he won't be the only one. Oh, it is too funny. Oh, so soothing.
You're going to get us both fired in my first month. Sassing the boss went out with Joan Wanrell. Women in the workplace can't get away with that anymore. Men don't think it's funny.
Trust me, sass is all he wants from a woman. And that goes for all his tall, dark, and handsome clients, too. Flags will be at half-mast at piano bars all over Los Angeles once they get a load of what's going down tonight.
I can hardly believe it. Rock Hudson is marrying Henry's secretary, and now I'm her replacement? If she can do it, maybe there's hope for the rest of us.
What do you want? Cough medicine? What if Henry gets it into his head to marry us all off to his clients? I don't know about you, but I don't want to go through life as Mrs. Crop Duster or Mrs. Fire Damage or any of the other crazy fraudulent names that Henry thinks of. Plus, it would be bad enough having to marry an actor anyway. I'd like to do more than look at the scenery.
I can't help it. I'm jealous. Now Phyllis will get to live in a nice house and go to the premieres and the parties. Think about the parties. Rubbing shoulders with all those big shots.
It won't be shoulders that Rock's rubbing, and they certainly won't be Phyllis's.
Stop. I don't care what he's been doing to relax. He's finally come to his senses and he's decided to settle down. The trouble with you, Rita, is that you're not romantic. That mailroom guy told me that when Tab Hunter was still a claim, you treated him like he was just one of the girls. No man is ever going to take you seriously unless you don't learn to flirt back a little. It's all about give and take.
Tab's a doll, but there is no way I am picking up what he's putting down.
Then I don't know what's going to become of you. You're closing yourself off from all these great experiences around you. We're sitting right here in the center of the world, and you're not doing a thing about it. When Henry set me up on that date with Grace Gentry last week, it was one of the best nights of my life. I can't believe how lucky I was to get this job.
So you went to the premiere of a Virginia Mayo movie. So what? And let me guess, Henry dropped you off at the theater and Henry picked you up afterwards.
Well, Race and his friend had to go somewhere. He apologized and sent me flowers the next day.
Who sent you flowers?
Why, Henry, or Race, of course.
Henry sent you the flowers. I put in the order.
Oh, well, that's Henry's job. He takes care of the little details.
And all the big details too, like this wedding of the century that he has cooked up. You think I sit here all day long with a telephone right in front of me and don't get a little curious about listening in?
Well, the church is all set. How are we doing on the rest?
Oh, well, Phyllis has her dress. I cut that check.
Brown peau de soie with full skirt and portrait neck from Paris. It's dreaming.
Oh, God knows it's costing enough. But these things have to be done just right or people catch on. By which I mean, people might not take it seriously. You know how skeptical these Hollywood types are, huh? Can't give me anything to chew on, right? Speaking of chewing,
Speaking of chewing, I did just what you asked and I bought lots of food, so you'll have Sunday afternoon pool party all taken care of.
great. One check from the agency covers it all, and nobody needs to know what's going where. I gotta say, this is the way it works when it's right. Okay, what about the bungalow at the Biltmore? Did you confirm that for Rock and Phyllis?
And I got a suite for Jim and Gloria. I had the plane tickets messenger to them in Illinois.
Who says things aren't going our way, huh? Getting an old high school friend for best man, that was a stroke of genius. It doesn't get any more authentic than that. This thing is going to be so legitimate, even Hedda Hopper won't be able to make anything out of it. Oh, man. You got the plane tickets for Jamaica?
Oh, I did that. And the honeymoon's all set. We got them placed right on the beach. It'll be just like in the movies.
Perfect. That's what we're looking for. A big, corny Hollywood movie. The columnists will eat it up, the bastards. Take that, Life magazine. What do those columnists get off wondering in print why he isn't married yet? You don't see me wondering why he's a right-wing sack of shit, those guys, do you? No. All any calls that don't have anything to do with this wedding crap. We gotta focus. Oh, unless it's that new contract guy, if he calls, put him through. But this is his last chance. If he's gone missing in San Diego again, that's all she wrote. He can kiss any of those pretty little boys goodbye. I'm telling you, that naval base is the biggest goddamn public nuisance in the state of California. If I have to pay off any more MPs to forget what they saw, it's gonna bust the budget.
Wait, which one are we talking about?
That big clumsy one we had to reshape the hairline on. I haven't settled on her name yet. Like, you know, the guy with the big stupid smile, he won't stop smiling no matter what. Yeah, you know, I don't know what he's smiling about. She says he's just nervous. I'm the one who should be nervous trying to figure out how to polish that turd into a teenage girl's idea of a dreamboat. He's kind of adorable, though, you know, I gotta admit. I mean, from a feminine point of view, don't you think? He's doing a pinch, right? Certainly knows his way around a pool party, I'll give him that.
I think he's cute. But maybe they could do something more with the ears. I think he'd be cuter with a little off the ears.
Not until he starts earning his oats. He's got to at least fake his way through a couple of supporting roles before I lay out that kind of money again.
Rock's hard on them. They're just boys.
Being rough on boys is Henry's thing, and vice versa. That is what those Sunday afternoon pool parties are all about.
I wish he'd invite us to the pool parties. I'd love to see how a Hollywood mover and shaker lives.
Again, it is the boys who do the moving and shaking. I am sure no female has gotten past the front door, let alone the pool area. Unless it's a maid who has her tongue cut out by accident, I'm sure. I'm not alleging anything.
You always exaggerate. I mean, what about those pictures with Rhonda Fleming in his office? Or, he was Jennifer Jones' date when she won her Oscar, for Pete's sake.
I don't know about Jennifer, but I'm pretty sure that Rhonda knew what side of bread was being buttered on. Doesn't hurt to cozy up to the agent.
He appreciates elegance. He knows what it means to be a lady.
I won't give you any argument there. You don't always have to defend him, you know.
We shouldn't be talking about our boss this way. What if he got wind of it?
But there are bigger things in the wind, and he knows it. The scandal sheets have already picked up the scent. What would I told you? What if I tell you that right before the Tab Hunter and Rory Collin arrest records became public, that Confidential was set to do an expose on Rock? Pretty interesting timing, wouldn't you say? Henry brokered the deal. He threw them 2 smaller fish to save his biggest fish and threw up this whole wedding stuff to seal that deal.
I forgot to ask. You have the Rolodex, you have the private numbers for Luella and Hedda on your Rolodex? Not good. I'm going to have to call on the weekend. They won't be in the office. If I don't call, I might as well just send my balls over instead.
They do take their jobs pretty seriously, don't they?
Those 2 are worse than your worst nightmare about nuns.
Really? I think Luella's maybe a little foggy, but I think Hedda can call a spade a spade. I read them every day.
Everybody reads them every day. Don't those 2 know it? Yeah, Hedda can call a spade a spade. Sometimes she calls a spade a pinko. Sometimes she might call a spade a fairy. You really got to watch yourself around that twisted broad.
You know what I think helps? Baked goods. Send them over to a nice bakery.
That's either brilliant or just some more of your usual stupid shit. I haven't got time to think about it. The limo's all set?
Yep, it will pick you up it will stop at Warford Drive first, then pick you up at Stone Canyon, and then arrive at Santa Barbara by 6. And the bar will be stocked.
All right, and remember, it's Roy Fitzgerald. Not a word about Rock Hudson. One word about that, the place will be swamped. Hedda and Luella lose their exclusive.
I feel like I'm part of history. I mean, when it's over, it'll be okay to brag about it, right?
Brag all you want. Personally, this isn't the kind of history I care to be a part of. Thanks to Henry, I now get to put big fat liar on my resume.
It's not lying, it's what the public wants to hear. People all over America will wake and swoon when they hear the news.
The only one who won't be swooning is Phyllis once she gets a hold of her fairy tale sexless marriage.
If Phyllis is like every other woman in America, they'll be having sex.
If I know Rock, he'll be conveniently elsewhere.
I don't buy that. It's all supposition. Rock's a he-man. Maybe he likes to unwind with his guy friends. But he's a he-man, and you'd have a hard time convincing people otherwise.
That's because most people would blow a gasket if they knew how things really worked.
No wonder you're single.
Yeah, no wonder I'm single.
Look, Henry's been specializing in those TV westerns. I'll ask him to set you up as a favor to me. You can't say no to a man with hair on his chest now, can you?
Clara, Clara, Clara! Don't you know that the only guys who come into Henry's orbit are guys who are there for all the other guys with hair on their chest? There are a couple of legit guys, but they're already paired off with other women. Look, the truth is we are both kind of stuck here. If we try to go anywhere else and use Henry as a resume, they're just going to show us the door. This town is on to his game.
Rock's a huge claim, and he's only going to get bigger.
That is because Henry is going to make sure he gets bigger. The trouble is that they've both got things to hide. This little birdie here. This little birdie tells me that he's getting them all sorts of work all over town and not just in the studios. He's getting them work in bedrooms and cabanas and steam rooms. Men, women, you name it. If either of us try to go anywhere else, our name is mud because we work in the local whorehouse. Very posh and upscale. Well, that's what it is.
Now you've gone out of your mind. The studios wouldn't allow it, the police wouldn't allow it. It couldn't happen in the open like that.
The studios get it. They're the biggest flesh merchants of all. It's second nature to them. And to the police.
Those guys are so sweet and cute.
Scrumptious.
Oh my God. I told my grandmother I work here.
All right, ladies, we're down to the final stretch. I'm gonna go unwind in the steam room for a while upstairs before I get ready for the big event.
Oh my God.
We can all be very proud about the part we played in making this wedding shit happen today.
Oh my God.
You know, we're moving into new territory here. I want to see you both get a big raise.
Be sure to give our best wishes to the happy couple.
We'll do.
Oh my God.
The end. Thank you.